Update: my husband doesn't think I love him. I've cancelled my plans for this week and told my friends nothing about why. One of my close friends who is very friendly toward my husband, asks for him every time I go to their houses, and spoils and plays with my daughter, then suggested it was my husband and said he was controlling and other things. I told to stop, but she didn't, and nobody in the group did anything to stop her. Some even joined in. I've cut them all off. Can't believe this. Working on what to say tonight, also working on replacing friend time with date nights. Somebody said I have to make him fall in love with me again. That's the goal. Went back home, mostly finished the list of things to say. Found him repeatedly smashing his shoulders into a tree and actually denting it. Lily was watching and eating ice cream. She seemed tired but didn't want to go inside yet. That could have gone better, but I can say with confidence that I've done everything I could when it came to yesterday. Dinner was very good. Jack and Lily loved their meals, and afterward I did what a commenter suggested and asked Lily, "Do you love mommy?" She answered yes. "Do you love daddy?" The yes was bigger. "You think daddy loves mommy?" Another adorable yes. "You think mommy loves daddy?" Silence. I felt like I got slapped. I'm not sure if it showed on my face because Jack immediately came between us and rubbed her hair. He gave a very loud, boisterous "of course she does," picked her up and carried her to bed while tickling her. Pretty sure I was still reeling from that revelation, but I snapped out of it. Weirdly enough, he seemed annoyed when he got back, which is strange since he rarely ever shows something like that. Anyway, I remembered my points and pretty much unloaded everything in a half blubbery mess. I said that I was sorry for everything, that I got too caught up with old friends and I was blinded by all the activities and catching up and get-togethers that I didn't realize how much time I was cutting from our plans and our time and family. I was sorry for leaving this morning and trying to make this about me when he's trying his best for our daughter. I've been a bad partner, I know. I told him that I really appreciate that even if he has doubts he's still willing to be true to me, and I'm proud of him for having the courage to communicate because it really needed to be said, and how I couldn't imagine how hard that was for him. That I wouldn't be associating with that group again because I realized what they really thought of him, and that I was stupid not to have realized it earlier. That I know I hurt him and broke his trust, and I'm sorry he had to go through all of this, and that I never noticed because I was too caught up in my life when I should have been caught up in our lives, and I'm sorry. That we should be a team, and that I don't only want to stay together for Lily but I want him. If he had anything else to say or any doubts, to please say it because I'll genuinely listen this time and won't get defensive. Q hand holding over the table. That I do really care for him and I was so sorry that I haven't shown it recently, and to please just give me a chance. Just one chance, that's all I needed. To give me the opportunity to show that I love him. He just took a few breaths and said general issues that I pretty much initially dismissed. The intimacy was because I apparently rushed it every time and it felt less like making love and more being a living, breathing toy. That hurt a lot. I swear I felt chest pain right there, and I don't understand what I did to possibly make him feel that way. He mentioned how little I spend on Lily as well, and that he'd been trying to get us together more often, only to have me come home tired half the time. He also said that it would be a while before he trusts me enough to say anything that might send you running to your friends, which hurt considering the fact that I gave them up for him, but I mostly understood where he was coming from now that I wasn't feeling attacked by what he said. It still hurt when he added, "You'll change for a week or two then change right back and forget it ever happened." I told him that was fine, and all he had to do was let me show him how much I care. All in all, that was great. All the planning paid off and it felt like a weight was off my chest. I even did the small gestures of comfort stuff during it, like holding hands and meeting eyes. I could almost see a little change in his expression, mainly the eyes. He was blank-faced throughout the whole thing, but I could tell he was fighting to not break down since he rarely trembles. One of his tells is when his fingers start to spread out like some silly claw shape. That certainly didn't happen before. I knew there was hope. I've already booked a babysitter on his free day and have a reservation for a fancy restaurant that he likes. He agreed to go out with me with a small nod, and I honestly felt ecstatic. I immediately hugged him, and even though he was a bit stiff at first, he returned it. It's been a while since we've felt together now that I think about it, and the feeling is different and bubbly. We went to sleep in the same bed and got excited when he held my neck and brought us closer and stared at my eyes while touching foreheads. Then disappointed when he just went to sleep there. I know it'll be a long road, and if everything goes well I'll touch on how my needs could be met a bit better. Intimacy seems to be off the table because, as a commenter said, you pestered him while he was stressed so much that it's a chore to him now, and forcing it will only cause resentment. If he initiates, great, I'll try every now and again and not nag him if he doesn't seem into it. I've realized that my ego really took a hit when he refused when I initiated, and that I had to beg him other times just to feel loved by the only person whose opinion matters when it comes to my body. We both have work to do, especially when it comes to communication, and I'm already looking for a therapist or counselor who fits our criteria. Also got the books recommended to find our love languages and make this work. Since this morning I've tried my best to initiate regular cuddling, which he seems to prefer over intimacy at the moment. Also little hugs from behind when he's cooking, or kisses and pecks make him jolt him sometimes. I don't know how I could have missed this. He even turned his cheek to the side one time, but that might have been by accident. He's been very receptive otherwise, and our daughter seems to be happier for it. And to all those people who say he should leave me, seethe, it isn't happening.